So here we are at the Extreme Fighting Championships. I'm with Ronin Boxing Club himself, Ray Burns. Ray, pleasure to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you too, Clint, and it's great to be here. What an event, eh?
We're in a 24-foot cage. Wow.
Yeah, it's different. It's very different. I mean, I started off in the cage, so it's sort of like coming back home for me. But the lads, my lads, obviously they're all boxers. This is the first time they've been in a cage. Obviously they're always in a ring. So it's exciting. It's going to be different, but I couldn't be more pleased to be here, to be honest.
Let me take this opportunity to thank you because you've really supported me and championed me in what I'm doing with my mental health and obviously, you know, getting back in a boxing ring after all these years. 3 times Troy's coached me and helped me, and I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys at Ronin Boxing Club for that. Thank you. Yeah,
well, you know what? You're welcome. And that's what we're here for. We're about it for all of you, really. I mean, we get as much out of it as you do. Trust me, we really do. So it's like we said to you when you came down, if this is what you want to do, we want to support you, we want to be a part of it. I love this world. I think this is amazing, all of it. So, yeah, all we can do to help you, right?
So just off camera, I was asking you about this, and you know, I want to go through it with you now and
Sure.
just have a walk around, because you were just suggesting to me that, you know, there's going to be bits of this ring that are a little bit more spongy than others and harder. Explain that to me.
Yeah, well, you know, you want to always get in the ring and feel what it's like. So let's say you're in the ring, you want to check on the tension of the ropes, you want to find out where the soft spots are. The thing I said to the lads today about this place is that it's a big cage, it's a big area, there is going to be soft spots, which means it's going to take a little bit out of your step, it's going to take a little bit out of your spring. So you should get in and move around a little bit, get to feel where the floor is, get to feel where your strong points are, where your soft points are, so you know. Or just get to know if the ring's soft or it's a hard ring or whatever. So get used to the ring, get in, or the cage, have a move about, check the cage, check the ropes, and just so you have a little bit more information about where you are.
You've got some fighters here tonight. You've got about 5 fighters, and you know, Troy is one that I'm going to look for. You know, he's heavyweight, he's on at the end of the night, he's going to start banging. I think it's going to really be good for him in a big arena like this because he can move.
Yeah, I mean, this will suit Troy. I think, I'm going to be completely honest with you, all my lads at the minute are bang on point. Regardless what any results are tonight, they've all done their best, they've all worked really hard, and they're all excited, they're all in a good frame of mind. I think as long as they put on a good performance and a good show, I'm happy with that, you know.
Okay, 24 foot, what would usually be a good MMA size for a ring? Is this a particularly big one? Has it evolved over the last few years and we're seeing bigger rings? Tell me about it, I don't really know what I'm talking about.
No, I think this is, it's a big cage, but it's cage fighting, and I think I mean, I've been in smaller cages, I've fought in smaller cages, I've fought MMA in the ring. You know, this is a good size, I would say, and it is definitely going to suit someone who can move about a little bit, you know. There's no sort of corner get stuck in. Obviously, if you're doing MMA, you've got to watch getting stacked up against the cage, but for my guys, there's not really any corners you can get stuck in here, so as you say, it's going to suit the guy that's up on his toes and moving about a little bit. But yeah, this is, I mean, it's a good size, right? So, you know, you could have 3 fights in here at the same time and I think you'd still be all right.
Would you believe it? We're standing, you know, right down here in Penryn, right on the bottom tip of the country, down here in Falmouth, and we've got such an amazing big event like this. Is this, you know, the start of things to happen as the game's evolving and younger people are moving down here and continuing the sport? What we're going to see?
I think that's a good question, or a good thing to say, because, I don't know, I mean, I think the fighting industry in general went quite mad, it blew up, everybody jumped on board. The problem with that is the quality dropped considerably, I think, but because of the interest in it, and I see so many youngsters training, I really think this industry's blown up now, and I think in the next 5 years it's going to change. I think you're going to see a lot of great guys because everyone's doing it now. So there's amazing talent out there. There's young guys that are so committed coming up. I mean, in my day, there was a handful of people doing it. Most people didn't even know what cage fighting was. So now everybody's on it, everybody's doing something, and I really do think in the next 5 years you're going to see the quality go through the roof. It is coming now, I see it now.
We've spoke about mental health, and obviously I'm a mental health ambassador here in Cornwall, and I'm signposting guys to meetings, and I've even signposted guys down to your gym because I know the work you do there within the community. You know, how important it is for these gyms to keep going and get younger people involved?
Well, I mean, I think it's proven fact that fitness or any of that industry, which is one of the reasons it's so big, is great for mental health. We get a hell of a lot of guys down there. I'm seeing a trend, you know, it would take me all day to explain how this works, but that's how it's gone. And when you open up a gym like this and you bring people in, do you know what? Some of them have their dads weren't there, or their parents weren't around, or their upbringings. When you give them that sort of support and that encouragement, and you show them that they can do something, and if they choose this path, they can get something out of it, and you become a somebody. Again, and the support of the gym. I mean, I've turned up here today and I've seen some really good friends that have been friends of mine for over 20 years. And it's no different. It's like family. It really is. And I think just that support and belief alone is going to make a difference.
There could be one kid watching this and he could decide to come down to your gym or another gym in Cornwall. He could get involved, he could have a few fights, and he could be headlining such an event like this in Cornwall and beyond.
Yeah, that's right. And I think at the minute, like I said, the industry's massive. Access to this now is a hell of a lot easier than it was in my day. So I remember when I first phoned Abs up for the first fight, he told me that there was a no-go because, you had to be either some sort of champion or you had to have a black belt in something. And I managed to just sort of persuade him by going in and doing a trial. But, it wasn't so easy to get into it back then. But it's a lot easier now. And a lot more accessible. Not to mention you've got the internet now. So with the internet now, they've got all this information at their fingertips. They've got all this knowledge. You've got gyms at 10 a penny now. They're everywhere. So there's no reason to not do it.
I'm just really taken back by how professional this is. These guys have done shows over the years and they've had, big times of, where they've not been doing them. But when they do them, they put them on and it's a bloody good event.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, these were the first guys I started with in my early 20s. And it was no different to how professional they've been now. When Ab said he was restarting the show again, I couldn't wait to get back involved in it because I'll tell you a little story. So when I first went to the first fight I ever had, and this was with Abs, and I saw how they treated us, how they looked after the fighters. I remember saying to my mate, this is all right, this is great. My mate said, you will never find another show that looks after its fighters like these guys do, or as professional as these. And I'll be honest with you, I never did to this day. I've come back to this show now, and they are just as professional, they are just as bang on as they was back then, with every little detail. These guys, for me, I give them 100% support. I'll back them up always. They're brilliant. They're professional. It's great. I'm so pleased to be a part of it and back involved with these guys.
I was just watching the briefing there, and it was as thorough briefing as I've ever known. The medics, I've used these at a show I've put on. The VIP area, everything is absolutely spot on.
Yeah, I mean, they really do tick all the boxes, don't they? I mean, it was a funny thing I said to my mate, at these shows, when I did them, they was bringing you in fruit and water and you had a matted area. We've turned up 20 years later and they're doing exactly the same thing. Even the fight meetings, everything is on point, and they've got some great people here. They're very well connected. I don't think there's a better show down here. I really don't. I think, as far as I'm concerned, this is it.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. Thank you so much for your hospitality when I've come down to Ronin Boxing Gym. I've absolutely loved every minute of it. I've come back black and blue from sparring before. I learned a bit. I need to move my head a bit more, as you know. But I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. And to feel part of a gym, I needed that. And you came. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I couldn't have gone and done what I've done without feeling that familyness, that warmth of people behind me. So thank you so much for that.
It's an absolute pleasure. And that is our goal. That's what we want to do. It's our way of doing something for the community, helping those out that need help, and supporting everyone. It's a family thing. I think we had this interview before and I said the same thing. It's a family thing. The loyalty, the respect, the morals of these guys, I love everything about it.
Thank you, Ray.
Always a pleasure, Clint.
Take care and keep punching. Keep punching. I'm here with Ray Burns from Ronin Boxing Club. Let's have it.
Thank you, Clint. Oh, man,
nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thanks for all your help, mate.
Man, this is what we're there for.
Thanks for all your help.
Obviously,